Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Usually a presidential inauguration brings all the pomp and circumstance,
Yeah.
but this year it brought meme coins.
Yeah, what's wild is this isn't just any president launching a meme coin. This is former President Trump. And he didn't just launch one, he launched two.
Two.
The timing is very, very intriguing.
It's wild, and we're going to deep dive into it today.
Yeah.
So let's set the stage first.
Okay.
The week started with the news that SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, known for his tough stance on crypto,
Right.
was stepping down, and a lot of folks in the crypto world were thinking, oh, this is interesting. This could be a sign of a more relaxed regulatory environment.
Yeah, maybe good for crypto.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a good sign.
And then boom, on Friday, January 17th, the former president dropped the Trump coin.
The Trump coin, just out of the blue.
Out of nowhere.
Announcement on Truth Social and X with a link directing people to buy this Solana-based token.
Can you imagine being at the crypto ball in D.C., right? Celebrating the upcoming inauguration and everyone's phone starts buzzing.
Yeah.
Talk about an unexpected party favor. Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the initial reaction was pure disbelief. I think a lot of people thought the accounts had been hacked.
Right.
But then came the confirmation from the Trump family, and the skepticism turned into a buying frenzy.
It's like, wait, is this real? Oh, it is real. Let's go.
Exactly.
The price of Trump absolutely skyrocketed.
Yeah.
We're talking over 12,500% in just a day.
In a day.
Hitting a high of $35 on January 18th, and then just as quickly, it fell back down about 35%.
Yeah, classic meme coin roller coaster.
Yeah, buckle up.
You never know what you're going to get.
And just when everyone thought they'd seen it all, 2 days later, on Sunday, January 19th, Melania Trump launches her own meme coin,
Not to be outdone.
also on the Solana blockchain.
Solana blockchain.
And here's where it gets interesting. So the launch of the Melania coin actually impacted the price of Trump,
Yeah.
causing it to drop nearly 40%.
Yeah. Yeah. Some analysts called it a form of dilution. So you have a group of investors, right? And they're all interested in these Trump-themed coins.
Right.
And now instead of all that investment going to one coin, it's split between two.
Right.
And that can impact the price of both.
And that's exactly what it looks like happened.
Yeah.
At their peak, these two meme coins had a combined market cap of over $15 billion.
Which is what?
That's a huge chunk of the crypto market.
Yeah, for sure.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, is this a genius business move? Is this an unethical cash grab? Or is this something else entirely?
I don't know what to make of it. It's just
Right.
so bizarre. But to add fuel to the fire here, reports emerged that entities linked to the Trump organization owned 80% of the Trump coin.
Okay, so now imagine
80%.
Imagine having that level of control over the supply of a digital asset.
I mean, that's a significant detail that raised eyebrows for a lot of people.
Right. I mean, it makes you think, what's going on here? And, our goal here is not to make judgments, but just to explore what happened and what it might mean. But this definitely brings up a lot of questions.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got financial analysts on one side calling it a classic pump and dump scheme.
Right. They're saying that the prices were artificially inflated to benefit those holding a large amount of the coins.
But then you have others theorizing that maybe even the insiders didn't anticipate such a massive price surge and might have actually missed out on the biggest gains.
Yeah, like they didn't even know it was going to pump that much.
This is like, who can predict which meme is going to go viral?
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
And in the middle of all of this, you have the average investor trying to figure out what's going on and whether they should jump on board.
Right, FOMO.
It's the Wild West out there,
Yeah.
especially when you add in the weight of a name like Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy, right?
It's wild.
This is nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fascinating. It really turned the crypto world upside down. And so many people are trying to understand what's going on here. I mean, is this just about making money, or is there something else at play here?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but, it's interesting. This all happens as a new, potentially more crypto-friendly SEC chair is stepping in.
Right.
So could this be a strategic move to kind of position the former president as a leader in the crypto space?
The timing is suspect, right?
It is suspect.
He's been vocal about his support of crypto in the past,
Yeah.
but launching his own coins, especially when it looks like things might be loosening up with regulation,
Right.
it almost feels like he's trying to solidify his influence.
Yeah, it's like a signal to the crypto community, hey, I'm here, I'm on board, I'm leading the charge.
Right, and remember, he's no longer bound by those financial disclosures of the presidency.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, what are you doing here, right?
Right.
But let's not forget the financial aspect of this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, meme coins, even if they start as a joke, they can generate enormous wealth.
Huge amounts of wealth, yeah.
And The former president knows a thing or two about building a brand.
He knows how to build a brand for sure. And I mean,
Okay.
80% of the Trump coin supply, that's not just brand building, that's a very lucrative business strategy, potentially.
Right. It's like those limited edition products, that sell out in minutes.
Yeah.
But this is happening in the digital world with crypto.
Yeah, in the digital world.
I mean, speaking of the digital world, we can't overlook the impact this has had on the Solana blockchain.
Right.
Solana has been gaining traction, as a faster, more efficient alternative to Ethereum.
For sure.
And suddenly it's got these high-profile meme coin launches happening.
It's like a spotlight suddenly shining on Solana.
Right.
So you have this increased trading volume. New users rushing in are definitely putting Solana's capabilities to the test.
It's exciting and nerve-wracking for the Solana team.
Okay, exactly.
On the one hand, it's a huge opportunity. More developers might be interested in building on Solana, more projects might launch. The whole Solana ecosystem could benefit.
It's like a sudden influx of investment and attention. But, can Solana handle it, right?
Right. Can they?
Is it going to be sustainable, or is it just like a temporary hype cycle driven by the Trump factor?
It's like the difference between a viral moment and actually building something that lasts.
Yeah, exactly.
And only time will tell. But these launches have definitely put Solana on the map.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And it's brought up a whole host of questions about the future of crypto in the U.S.
Yeah.
It feels like this pivotal moment, the potential for innovation and disrupting traditional finance.
Right.
Colliding with the uncertainty of regulations.
Yeah, and the power of social media trends.
It's crazy.
It's like we're watching a real-time experiment unfold.
Right.
How are regulators going to respond to this? What does this say to other, celebrities or figures that are maybe thinking about getting involved in crypto?
Right. And I mean, it is fascinating, but it is a little bit unnerving. And I can't help but think about the Haktua girl lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a reminder that while meme coins can bring massive profits, they can also be incredibly risky.
Oh, for sure. Incredibly risky.
And susceptible to scams.
And scams, yeah. A lot of people get hurt in this space.
So where do we go from here?
I don't know.
It's a good question, right?
It's a great question.
So many questions.
Yeah, these launches have generated a lot of buzz, but what does it all mean?
I mean, it does feel like we're standing at a crossroads, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On one hand, you have this potential for innovation and disruption and maybe even, shifting power dynamics thanks to crypto.
Yeah, I mean, crypto has always been about challenging the status quo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these launches, like whatever the motivation behind them, they're pushing us to have this serious conversation about the future of money and power and digital ownership.
But then on the other hand, you have, the very real concerns about volatility and scams and just lack of regulation.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Haktua girl case, that's a perfect example of how quickly things can go wrong. And that's just with meme coins in general. Add in the complexity of a former president launching his own coins, and it raises a whole new set of questions.
It does. And you mentioned power dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these launches have sparked this debate about whether this is, a savvy embrace of new technology or potentially dangerous blur between politics and personal financial gain.
It's a valid concern, for sure. It forces us to think about transparency and accountability and potential conflicts of interest, especially when you have someone who's held such a powerful position.
And, we've explored a lot of different angles in this deep dive, but it's clear that there are no easy answers here.
No.
This is a story that's still unfolding.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really interesting to see what happens next.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this so fascinating. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a few questions to ponder.
Okay. Hit me.
All right. So will this be a turning point in how the U.S. approaches crypto regulation, or will it just be another, wild meme coin ride that eventually fades from memory?
That's a big one. I'm also curious about the impact on mainstream adoption of crypto. Will this accelerate things, or was it just kind of a blip on the radar fueled by celebrity and hype?
Yeah, and maybe the most important question of all is, what does this whole saga say about the power of influence? And the allure of getting rich quick and this evolving relationship between technology and culture and power, in our digital age.
Wow. Those are some thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot to consider.
A lot to chew on.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but this conversation is far from over, and we'll continue to explore the ever-evolving world of crypto as always. Do your own research, stay informed, and stay curious.
Stay curious.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the wild world of Trump meme coins.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay tuned.